What you gonna do if a white person called you the N-word? Nothing. The fuck do you want from me? Somebody asked me this stupid ass shit the other day, and when my answer was nothing, all of a sudden I got a bitch looking at me like, you ain't got no self-respect for what? Yes, bitch, that I got self-respect. That's exactly why the fuck I'm not crashing. You mean to tell me a person with self-respect is going to crash the fuck out to prove that they have self-respect because somebody else didn't respect them? I thought you had self-respect. I don't give a fuck how anybody else live their life. You, the racist bitch, whatever. So why the fuck is that a problem, the way I'm living? Because in my fucking experience, if I respect myself, why the fuck do I have to do any action to prove who I'm proving it to? Who I'm proving it to? Me? Because I thought I already knew I respected myself. So why do I have to prove it to myself? That sounds fucking stupid. Why am I proving it to you? That's even fucking stupider. And why am I proving it to the racist bitch? That's just fucking dead ass. Like, bro, y'all can live y'all life crashing if that's what the fuck you want to do. People walk up to you being nasty and you go from happy to fucked up. You can live like that, but I refuse. The fuck, how I live, treat people, think, speak, and all that shit ain't gonna be determined by what another motherfucker do, say, feel, or think about me. I'm respectful, loving, and kind by default. Nothing is going to take that away. So what that means is, bitch, people are gonna get love, kindness, and respect from me by default. Not because they earned it, or they deserve it, or I wanna give it to them, but because this is how the fuck I choose to be as I move through my fucking life. And at the bare minimum, you damn oogly boogly, if me not allowing motherfuckers and the world around me to just fucking ass fuck the way I'm feeling on the inside at any given moment is a fucking problem, then quite frankly, with all due disrespect, I feel like y'all the crazy bitches. If I'm fucked up, then I feel like all the motherfuckers who need some shit to happen in life for them to be allowed to be happy, it's fucking loony than a bitch. So if I'm a sellout, then y'all just a bunch of crazy motherfuckers who think that they not crazy because the majority of people...
The fact that people don't really see his point. Honestly, that's just the ignorance from the picture that society tries to paint towards black people. It comes to a Caucasian male or female calling them the N-word that we automatically have to teach them a lesson. No, that's not the lesson we need to be teaching. The collective, we have to move smarter than them. Somebody has to be the bigger person when it comes to that particular situation. I see it. Hell, I got you out your body. I got you out of character. Technically, I won, but in reality, it's not about who wins or who loses. It's about physical and mental maturity from an era where actions spoke louder than words. An era where you didn't get canceled for everything that you say. You could call me any name in the book. I don't care. Here, chunk of this, African booty scratcher that. I don't care. Anything. I'm glad you know so many fucking words. For you to think I'm finna flash out on you and just prove your point, essentially. No reverse, bitch. It's not gonna work like that. Regardless if the word ends in ER or GA. Regardless of what tone it's in. I don't care. I'm gonna look at you sideways at first. At the end of the day, I really don't care. Y'all have a good day.
You see these comments. I know for a fact you've been seeing these comments throughout your entire fucking video. And I don't give a fuck what no one else talking about. This shit, what he just did, was a modern day minstrel performance. It was a modern day minstrel performance. You got all these white folks in your fucking comments saying all this shit just because you will let them say the N-word. Talking about some damn, dude, can we be friends? Talking about some damn, love your videos, dude. Always looking forward to them. Well spoken as well. Like, what? Well, you call this nigga well spoken just cause he would let you say the N-word? Like, are you serious? You out here, this dude, bro, out here fucking shucking and jiving, and niggas are validating him. These white folks validating him. He tap dancing, shucking and jiving, and they clapping. They clapping. They telling him keep going. Yeah, nigga, keep going. Like, damn, what? This is the modern day minstrel performance. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, look at these comments. They saying all this shit just cause this dude up here would let them say the N-word. That's the only reason why they're saying this. What the fuck? Things have never changed. Things have never changed since the 19th century, 20th century. You still got niggas tap dancing and white folks validating that shit. Things have never changed. You see this crazy. Am I the only one saying this shit? You call this nigga well spoken just because he will let you say the N-word. Bro, this nigga, we are so cooked. This nigga especially is cooked. Like this. Oh,
were being set up by this man. Because I don't care how many black people that you personally know that are comfortable with you using the N-word around them. I don't care how many articles, polls, people like Candace Owens are telling you that most black people don't care if you use the N-word around them and it's just white liberals who get offended. They are all absolutely 100% setting you up, because I promise you, that word is going to slip out at the right time. There will be no magic powerful enough. If I could give you a genie that could grant you 3 monster wishes, it couldn't even begin to fix the irreversible damage that you just brought upon yourself. When I tell you that word flips a switch and summons the powers and rage of all the Avengers and Thanos combined, like even for the people like me who can't fight, being called that word makes us want to drop everything that we're doing and go to the ends of the earth to make sure that you never get a job again and everybody that knows you knows what you just did. And look, you can call me a snowflake, you can call me sensitive, but I know what you won't call me to my face. Because let me get that on video.
Said in the previous video, every group of marginalized people needs that 10%. That 10% that will let most people know that you can't do what you want to everybody. And when I say that 10%, I mean like when it comes to the LGBT community, like you can call a lot of them the F word. And they'll probably get mad, they'll probably get upset, they'll probably cuss you out. And it's a lot of them, 90%, that won't do nothing. Because they feel like it's just a word and I'm not about to throw my life away over a word. But there's that 10% that will risk it all and not let you get away with that shit. When it comes to women, especially when it comes to women getting sexually harassed and essayed and touched and grabbed and catcalled, a lot of women can't defend themselves. A lot of women ain't even gonna try to. They might try to fight back and cuss you out. But it's a lot of them that'll go to jail trying to take you out. It's that 10% that'll let you know, like, you can't do this to everybody. It's that 10% that'll pull out that taser. It's the 10% that'll pull out that something else and leave you full of hoes like SpongeBob. And then you got the black community, right? 90% of us ain't gonna lose our life or risk our life over a word. 90% of us ain't gonna come out of nowhere and just be like, oh, they call me the N-word, I'm about to risk it all, I'm about to pull out there, I'm about to beat their ass. And that's cool. That's cool. We need the 90% to stay sane and keep a level head. But it's that 10% you ain't gonna fucking play with, though. It's like those 2 people in your family that's ready to go back to jail, they ready to risk it all. The ones you gotta call Pookie, Ray, you gotta call Crazy Charles, like, listen, they playing with me. And he ready. He is ready. He on the edge of his bed. He don't even sleep. He up cleaning his gun. He ready to go. You need that 10% to let most people know this might be a bad idea. Right? You need that 10% in the black community to let white people know, like, if I drop this N-bomb like I want to, this might end up bad for me. Even when it comes to protecting women, we know 90% of men then already said they got to get back home. They got to protect their own family. They got to get back home. But we still got to have that 10% that's about that, though, to let the other men know, like, oh, snap, it is some men around here, and I don't know who may or may not be a part of that 10%. You feel me? So when people say shit like this, I expect that you just a part of that 90. It's cool. It's cool. You in the 90 club. That's fine. That's fine. If you want white people to be calling you that because you ain't going to do nothing about it and you want them to disrespect you in your face and you just think you too good to react or whatever, hey, that's cool. That's cool. That's on you, baby. But for the record, I'm a part of that 10%, though. So try him.
John! Why are you mad?
John! Say it again.
No, why are you mad?
Say it one more time. Say it one time. Say it real quick. Say it.
No fucking mad.
Go ahead and say it. Look at the height difference. Say it. Say it real quick. Be ready. Say it.
No.
Say it.
I'm not afraid.
Say it then.
I'm not afraid.
Say it.
Demons in the comments going, oh yeah, man, you're an intelligent human being. The only time they see you as a human being is when you speaking for himself. Call him now all you want. You said to me.
Okay, so a lot of people were mad at him for saying this, but I'm gonna add some spiritual to it. As a ex-habitual ass beater to habitual line steppers, this is something that I had to learn myself. So don't get mad if you don't get it the first time, because this is one of those things where you kind of have to go through it maybe a couple times for you to truly understand what I'm saying. There are people whose pussies get wet for any negative attention you give them. These are the same motherfuckers who probably can't get any energy from you, so they will settle for negative attention from you. Let me explain. We live in a world of energy vampires and masochists. These motherfuckers, they like that shit. They like to argue. There are people who literally get off. They come to the thought of getting you out your fucking body. And I'm going to tell you this one thing. He who angers you controls you. Me and my sister, we're both Aries and we both have a lot of fire placements, and we have to tell each other this shit all the time because it's very easy to forget. There are people who will come around you, insult you, do things to push your buttons on purpose because they want a reaction from you. And you take away their power by not giving it to them. A lot of y'all were calling him a coon, but it is very important that you conserve your energy from these people, especially these types of people. Let me give you a little story time. I catch the public transportation, the DART, right? And if you ever catch public transportation, you know there's a lot of fucked up individuals on said public transportation. I've had motherfuckers look me all in my face, get real close, and be like, you need to smile. I've had motherfuckers who was tweaking and shit, like they was gonna put their hands on me and fight me. That's why I always stay with my protection oil. But anyway, there are people, random people that you don't know, almost as if they're background characters, who just try to piss you off for the fucking plot. These people don't matter unless you make them matter. They literally don't. They don't exist. They only exist to get a rise out of you. If you don't give them that, they do not exist. I found it was best for me to ignore these people instead of getting bucked, right? Because who am I trying to, like he said in the video, what am I trying to prove to anybody else? Like, I know myself. I know that whatever this ignorant motherfucker is saying to me, I know it's not true. I know it doesn't apply to me. So they not talking to me. When I was giving these people my energy, cussing these motherfuckers out on the train, at the end of the day, I was depleted. I didn't have enough energy for my goddamn self. I didn't have enough energy for the people who mattered most in my life. Even if this is a one-time encounter, you never know. It's a lot of people, a lot of energy vampires who disguise themselves as ordinary, average as Joes, but they are here to test you. Be mindful of that shit. Be mindful who you give your power to.
The responses to this video has just been so crazy to me, bro. This dude is literally saying that he don't want to crash out over a word. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't just allow his non-black friends to say the N-word around him. Like, almost every single stitch I've seen to this video has been a black person saying, like, yeah, y'all can say that to him. And then they insinuate that he's a coon or whatever. But me, I'm going to mess you up. And it's like, bro, you going to throw your life away? You going to throw your future away because somebody calls you the N-word? Like I just said, I don't just allow my non-black friends to say that junk. If they say that junk, I'm going to be like, yo, you're bugging right now. And I'm not finna sit here and just like let you say that. Like we going to have a conversation about it as men. My point in saying this is to say that the hypocrisy is crazy because y'all will condemn them hot boys that be on the street all day doing Lord knows what over a color or some slang or some hand signs or whatever the case may be. Y'all condemn that. Y'all say that it's not okay to crash out about that, but you don't crash out over a word. It's not okay to crash out over somebody threatening your life or the life of people you love, but it's okay to crash out over a word. I may be stretching with this, but this is just a bigger issue with black people not seeing value in their life. Like that's the only thing I can really see it as. And that's not me trying to come off as if like I'm higher or something like, but that's just what it feels like when I see y'all sitting here saying how you gonna do this, that, and the third to a white person, knowing how we get treated in this country, knowing the type of consequences that we will face for essentially proving them right, showing them that we are that word. Like, you seriously gonna sit here and tell me that you're willing to become a hashtag over this word? Like, come on, yo. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not that deep. But when it comes to a white person saying that word, bro, you gotta weigh your options. If you got a future, if you got a family, are you really gonna sit here and crash out because they said something to you? At the end of the day, it just comes down to that person having respect for you and you having respect for yourself. Because if you talking or arguing with a white person, they bust out with that word, like whooping they butt out the frame is not going to fix the problem. That's not going to make them respect you even more. Because they're going to come back from that bloody lip, bloody nose or whatever, and they're going to charge you and you're going to get sent down the road, boy. And if you got some friends or whatever that say the N-word and you made it known that you don't like them saying that word and they just go out their way to say that word and to be disrespectful in your face, bro, Like the same thing, whooping their tail out the frame is not gonna fix nothing. Just distance yourself from that person because they clearly ain't got the amount of respect for you that you have for them. Like it's like I said, I'm not gonna say it's not that deep, but bro, we gotta just make some better decisions. Like I don't know, bro. If I'm stretching with the comparison with the dudes that be gang banging and all that, please let me know if I'm making a stretch. But that's like the same thing to me.
Y'all can nigga him. I'm gonna take your ass down through there. Okay, white people? All right? Cool? Cool. Cool.
What I call an MF, no, not that, MFWS, a mouthpiece for white supremacy. See, people like you know that it's profitable as a black person to speak on behalf of whatever supports white supremacy. And we don't even have to go through your comments to see who is all applauding you and patting you on the head as you so much desire. You exist for no reason other than to say the things that we believe white people can't say. And you figure that because you're black, you can get away with it. I mean, after all, you're the same race as us, so it can't be wrong when you're the one saying it, right? See, anyone with sense understands that you saying nothing is not the main problem here. After all, there are certain circumstances where it's not feasible to jump up and say something about it. Let's say you're surrounded by 15 white guys and they're all calling you that and you don't have any kind of backup. Well, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense there for you to try to do anything physically or say a whole lot there because you're not going to win that one. The problem here is how hyped you are in saying that you won't do anything. And we know it's for show, so we're well aware of that. You're putting on this show for your white supremacy cheering section. We're not supposed to be excited to announce that we're doing nothing about that type of thing happening. And of course the folks in the comments are going to throw you little puppy treats because you're doing exactly what they want you to do, and that's being quiet about the stuff they're doing wrong or they support. The problem isn't your response to it, it's the fact that it's happening. Now, you talk later about self-respect, right? A person with self-respect is not going to be hype or giddy or whatever else you want to call this little performance that you're putting on about something that hurts other people, especially when you're included in that group of people. The sad and embarrassing thing about this is if a police officer murdered you, the people who are in your comments and you're pandering so hard to impress, those are the same folks who will go to their friends and tell them how much you deserved it. They would get together and try to find what police records you have to justify the murder. They'll consult their little manual, what black people should do to not be murdered by police, and start just pulling stuff off that list too. You should have complied, right? But this is when you come back with something like, well, I'm never going to have a problem with a police officer because I'm always going to do what I'm told, I'm going to comply, and I'm going to do all this, and I'm not going to be out there committing crimes anyway. Let me tell you why you're telling on yourself when you say that. You say all that because you know what's coming and you're trying to avoid it. So you're not making any grand statement by saying all that. You know exactly what is out there and you're trying to go extra to behave yourself and do all the stuff that white folks and anybody else doesn't have to do, just so the things you have seen happen don't happen to you. But here's a newsflash for you. Even if you are guilty as hell, police have no business murdering you. That's what the death penalty is for, if the crime is that bad. Because of the profit that comes with being an MFWS, I'm sure this won't change your mind. Just remember that the ones in your comments patting you on the head, hypothetically, they would still have to check with their friends before bringing you anywhere. They would have to make sure it's okay. And even in that case, you'd have to be brought in through the back door. And only when everybody's comfortable enough with you to call you their black friend so they can tell other people that they're not racist, will they be comfortable with you being intermingled with them. And let's not act like if somebody didn't say certain things to you, it would cause you to want to go off. Yeah, you're talking about self-respect, and that's the reason you wouldn't say anything if somebody called you the N-word. But that's not about just anytime somebody says something to you. You're putting on a show because of this. If somebody called you or said something else to you, I guarantee you would have a much different response to it. That's how we know this is suspect and you're trying to pander to your base. You can have self-respect while also not being silent about the things that are damaging to your community. That's called walking and chewing gum at the same time, which most adults can handle. You can handle that, right? Your acceptance of this makes you a big part of the problem. Your acceptance with this issue makes you every bit a big part of the problem. Because you're not sitting here saying that this type of thing doesn't happen. No, you're okay with it happening because you're just not going to say or do anything about it. Being silent on things like this always is beneficial to the ones who do it. And when you know those people exist, just as you've acknowledged here, you're basically one of them.
Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification. Anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. Stay blessed and